Hello everybody, this is Aaron. In-game name September on the Thunderwing, the public test server, as well as the Nui server. And in this video I wanted to talk about a subject that I mentioned in my last video and something that we talked about in the live stream, which is larceny once again. I know I've been doing a lot about this topic lately, but I think it's very important because it's one of the things that people are going to be doing for gold. Considering all the changes that have come to trade packs, fishing, sunken ships, there's just a limited amount of things, and with the Hiram gear going to tier 2, everybody's going to be engaging, or most everybody's going to be engaging with the system. So what I want to talk about here is the new silver crates, and I try to do my best to make this as apparent as possible, but the amount of silver crates that are dropping is astonishing. Like, you will not believe the amount. And no one's really picked up on it, and no one's, I don't know that people have. I've been watching the value of silver and copper ore, and I'm just not seeing people picking up on this craziness. Okay, so look at the buff timers here. I've got some of these hour-long buffs that have essentially, I've got 5 minutes left. So I've been out here for 55 minutes, and I've had my bag open so you guys could see what has been going on. And I mean, look at those silver crates. There's 199 of them. And I'm going to open them up here in this video because, honestly, the only reason that I can imagine that they're dropping this often is that they've nerfed the drops or the rewards in the crates. And on the surface, I've already opened up some of these, and it doesn't look like that's the case when you look at it on the surface, because you're getting more gold out of them initially, which is going to, in and of itself, is going to increase the demand on silver and copper, because if you're getting more gold every time you open one of these, then you're willing to spend more gold for the key, right? And of course the silver key requires copper to make first, and then you make the silver key. So we'll go through that here in a second, but I just wanted to show you just a couple real quick things. I'm out here in Reedwind, the northeast part of Reedwind, up by the Pirate Tower. And I am farming, basically I'm farming the red frill Toradons, I'm not really sure how to say that, forgive me. These are all 2-star mobs, and what you need to know is that the 2-star mobs are the ones that drop these silver crates, the locked silver crates. And why this is so important, why am I doing a video specifically about this particular thing? Not only is the drop rate insane, but these things are tradable, which means that if you're a free-to-play player and you're looking for something to make money, literally in 1 hour on the public test server, I got over 200 of these crates. Now, if you take the current price of a silver crate, which I can't imagine that it's going to stay this high, but the current price on the Legacy Thunderwing server as of last night was like 13 gold each. These actually put out more gold. The silver crate, the old silver crate, puts out about 6.5 gold just for unlocking it. These put out over 10. So that alone, you know, these are worth 10 gold, but that's not necessarily true because you have to factor in the price of the key. The point being, if these were to, let's say, stay the same price, 13 gold each, in 1 hour, that is, you know, 2,600 gold. So that's right? 13 gold, yeah, times 200, yeah, that's 2,600 gold. That's for 1 hour. I mean, that's insane. So I can't imagine, I cannot stress this enough, I cannot imagine that the silver crate value is going to hold anywhere near that. Even half that price, that's still 1,300 gold an hour. That is an amazing amount of money, and it costs you absolutely no labor to do that. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Honestly, what's going to happen is, oh, by the way, I was farming here in peace, by the way, if you just didn't notice that pop-up. what's going to happen is the demand on the silver and the copper is going to be so high that is going to be the new I don't know, bottleneck, if you will, because silver crates, anybody that wants them can just come out here, and regardless of your level, you might not be able to kill as many as I did in this 1 hour, but you're going to be getting silver crates like crazy. I mean, over 200 in 1 hour. And this was me just kind of messing around. Some of the other questions that I've been getting about larceny is how easy is the awakening scrolls going to be. And while there are some of those mobs out here, the enraged abyssals, I have not been focusing on them. And actually this area is probably not the best area for farming them. You'd want to do a larger cluster or a larger spawn area. That being said, I did manage to pull 2 of the Hiram Awakening Scrolls, and I also had the quest, which gives me 10 for Reedwind. Now, if you're on the Fresh Start servers, you're not going to have Reedwind as a option, but there are still daily quests, which you can get 10 of these Awakening Scrolls every day. So, Legacy servers, you're going to be able to get 20 of these just from these daily quests. Fresh Start, you'll be able to get 10 of them. That's from Sun Gold and Exalock. So I'm going to go ahead and get these, and then I'm going to go back to the house, and we're going to open these up. In this video, I'm not actually doing a scripted video like I would normally do. I am just doing this off the cuff, so bear with me. It's kind of like a live stream, but I didn't really want to do another live stream. So I'll just do this short video and edit out the silent parts. Alright, so I've made it to the house, and I've got some keys made. So not quite enough yet. Let me see. Okay, so this is going to be good because now I can make some keys. We do get free keys on the public test server, but for the sake of this video and posterity, replayability, I guess, is a better word, we'll just take a look at that. Alright, so here's the deal. The copper keys, it takes 18 copper ingots to make 5 keys. That's about 3-ish ingots per key. And then if you want the silver keys, you have to, it's the 5 copper keys will make 5 silver keys plus 8. So it's 1 silver, 1 point something silver ingots plus the copper key to make a silver key. You guys can figure that out. But the demand is what I really want to talk about. The demand on the copper is going to be extremely high. Copper is used for these keys, but they're also used for the silver. They're also used for their own crates, and then they're also used for the ore sorters. When you open up unidentified ore pouches that are dropping from the unidentified veins at max level mining, there is a lot of demand on the copper ore itself. I've seen that copper ore used to be like 60 copper when it had no really good uses, and now copper ore is almost a gold. If not, it's going to be going over a gold each on pretty much every server. That is a very significant demand on copper, and as far as I know, on the public test server, I have not found any additional sources for copper. You've got the mining nodes, you've got the drills. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else that's putting out copper. I have a suggestion that instead of requiring the first, when you do the unidentified ore pouches that you get from mining the unidentified ore veins, I have a suggestion that they instead of requiring the ore sorter to open up the first tier gives the archeum and the gold. Also put in their copper. Put in copper ore into that first pouch, so it's actually a net benefit. So it takes one to craft the ore sorter. I'm just trying to remember here. Okay, so to craft the ore sorter, it takes 3 copper ingots. That's actually increased. It used to be 1. So now, you know, given the fact that the copper ore is 1 gold each, this is like 9 gold to open one of those pouches. That has a direct effect on prices of like Archeum ingots, Archeum ore, Archeum ingots, because as people are spending that kind of money to get that Archeum, they're going to expect more money when they sell those ores and the ingots. That's just crazy. The copper ore needs to be very much more abundant. But anyway, we're going to have that problem. We're going to be up against this problem, and it's going to be exemplified by this problem right here with the amount of silver crates. I've had some discussions with people in Discord, and they've said that they honestly hope this doesn't make it to live. And you know what? I get it. I do get it. I get it because it's going to put demand on the ore, the silver, and the copper ore, copper specifically, that we have not yet seen. I mean, you think that 1 gold a piece is of high demand? Wait until this patch hits. I mean, I can see that copper ingots going up to close to like maybe even 8 to 10 gold an ingot. That's crazy. I mean, that's we're talking close to 3 gold per ore. I mean, that is the kind of money that I'm seeing, or the speculation that I'm going to be putting on copper. All right, so here's the one thing that I wanted to test, and as I mentioned earlier, is what's in them. What is in them? Is the drop rate of the superior lunarite better or worse or the same? So the one thing that we do know, let's go ahead and start opening these up. That's 276 of the new silver crates. Let's get that process going. The one thing that we do know is that you're getting around 10 gold per chest. Now, what we don't know is how often are we getting the tier 2 lunarite. That is the driver. And there's 1 drop. And usually it's about 1 per 20, 25. I don't know for sure. We'll see. We'll run the numbers at the end of this. But they also said something about lucky sunpoint fragments being in here. We're going to open 276. Sunpoint, moonpoint, and starpoint, I should say. Haven't seen any of that yet, but we're still trucking along. There's 40. And we've only gotten 1 drop of the tier 2. I do have the numbers from a ton of the other silver crates, the old silver crates. There is another drop of the tier 2 right around the 50 mark, so that's 1 per 25. All right, we're at 60, climbing up. There was a 10 pack, another 10 pack, lots of 10 packs. 71 was the 3rd drop of the tier 2 lunarite. That was a copper. So we've got 1 fire, 1 copper, and 1 wave. It seems like this crate, from my past experience opening these, has been pretty even. Fire, wave, and copper. It's not, mostly fire, a little bit of copper, and very, very little wave. There's another drop, so that's 4 drops. That was around 90 mark. 4 drops out of 100, 1 out of 25. That's in the right ratio. Still haven't seen any new items like a lucky sunpoint, moonpoint, or starpoint fragments. There's another drop, 113. 2 tier 2s. So we've seen a lot of the 2 or 3s and only 1 4 drop of the tier 2 lunarite. Mathematically, we should be getting 1 anytime now. There it is. Wave lunarite, again, 2 of those. So it seems like the tier 2 amount when they drop is a little bit less, but they're still dropping about the same frequency. And also, if I remember correctly, the tier 1 amounts is up. What is this going to do? I mean, what is this going to do to the overall price of lunarite? Well, you know, copper glow is already pretty much low on the totem pole, so that's going to go down even further because you're getting more of it. You know, fire and wave seems like, you know, you're getting more of that as well. Wave may go down a little bit. Fire may go down a little bit. There's another 4-drop. That was the fire. And we've got 15 left. See if I can get another one out of that. Maybe. 5 left. There it is. A 3-drop of the fire lunarite. Oh, I thought I was doing 200. I still got 70 to go. Okay. Yeah, we're still trucking along. There's another drop. 2-pack of tier 2 lunarite. And we got 48 left, 47, 46. Still no lucky star, sun, or moon point fragments. That's got to be incredibly rare if it does drop. I mean, you would figure out of 200 you'd at least get one. It can still happen, but, you know, I'm not seeing it. I just don't feel like it's going to happen. So we might need to check with Tryon about that, because that's what they reported, that the lucky sun point, moon point, and star point fragments were in there. But we're doing 200 and what was it, 79 of these, and not a single fragment, let alone, you know, an actual shard out of that many crates. So that was 279. What did we get? 655 tier 1 fires, 695 tier 1 copper, 696 tier 1 wave. Look at those numbers. It's nearly identical. Now, how about the tier 2s? We got 6 tier 2 wave, 16 tier 2 fire, and 5 tier 2 copper. Additionally, we received 5 sun points and 2 moon points, with about 10 to 12 gold per crate. I mean, there's 12 gold, there's 10 gold, there's 12 gold. So those 279 crates being quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video for just a second, and I'm going to bring up a spreadsheet, and we'll take a look at the numbers. All right, so here are the numbers. To this chart over here on the right is what happened today. Fine wave, fire, copper, again, those were all pretty even, within 50 or 10% of each other. The drop rate on these, if you look at the ratio of how much is coming out of each crate, it's pretty consistent. Like 250% of the crates that we open is going to have one of these in there. Now look at the numbers before. This is data that was recorded from the public test server back in, what was that, March of this year. This was after they did the last adjustments, whenever they've been tweaking these crates for the longest time. I actually have data going back to when they were called Aurorian metallic crates. What I have seen, or what we are seeing here, is with the most recent data, what the big changes here is going to be that the copper and the wave used to be very, very rare. It is now much more even, much more spread out amongst each other. The big takeaway here, though, is the total tier 2 lunarite. It used to be about 20%, give or take. I've had numbers where this was like 28% and this was below 20%. If we go back to these old versions, here's like a 36%, a below 20%, 27%, 28%, 21%, 23%. So this 20%, 20%-ish of the old silver crates was 28 tier 2 lunarites out of 120 crates. 31 in this new, we only got 31 out of a total of 279. Let me change that number, which is giving us basically a half. Oh wait, that's the wrong tab here. I'm sorry. Okay, so 279 crates, we got 27. That gives us about a 10%. So it looks like they have reduced the amount of tier 2 lunarite coming out, but they have increased the amount of tier 1 lunarite. I don't necessarily know that this is an overall buff to the amount of lunarite that's coming. I'd imagine if I was a betting man, which I am, I don't see that the fire is going to go down that much, because with these changes, you're getting less of the fire than you were before, the fire lunarite, but you're also getting way more copper and way more wave. So fire may stay the same, if not go up, but the wave and the copper lunarite is bound to go down, just based off of these numbers. That's what I'm seeing. And remember, once again, that these crates, every time I opened them, they were giving anywhere from 9 to 12 gold, maybe a little bit more on the drops. When you get the points and the tier 2 lunarites, you get a little bit more gold. That was only 1 hour. 207, well, 200 plus, 200 and what was it, 210, 220 crates in 1 hour out there in Reedwind. Again, if you're a free-to-play player, you know, if a crate's, even if it goes down, like the value of the crate goes down to like 5 gold a crate, you know, that's 1,000 gold an hour, and that's for spending absolutely zero labor. You can just put them on the auction house. And the other things to note is, although I was not particularly farming for crates or anything like that, I did get quite a bit. Now, the enraged abyssal mobs, they dropped the version of the Queen's crates, the Queen's purses, which also had a boost in the value. Now, the silver to labor ratio of the Queen's coin purse, if you are interested in opening them, those have been boosted. Those are around 7 silver per labor point once you get to max larceny. Additionally, the Prince coin purses are around 6 silver per labor point, which is a boost from what it was. And I also got some of these Hiram Cynthium pieces. These are XP only items. You will find that the mobs out there in Reedwind do not drop armor. They do not drop armor or weapons. They only drop XP potions. So you're going to have to get your original pieces from the mobs out in Calmlands, New Amari, Heedmar, etc. But if you are to be farming out in Reedwind or any of those enraged mobs, they will not be dropping armor pieces, but they will drop XP items in lieu of the armor pieces. So we have, it looks like we got one of each version. So the grand version is 200 XP per, as you can see here. The rare version is 250 XP per, and the arcane version is 400 XP per. Now, it was RNG. You guys saw me open them up. It was RNG on which ones you get. Each one to open was 50 labor. Of course, I'm max larceny, so I only had to spend 30 labor to identify those. But that is what I ended up getting. All in all, I think there's going to be interesting things happening with larceny. I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you guys think? What's going on with larceny? You guys happy? You sad? You excited? How about you free-to-play players? I mean, this is an avenue in which you can earn gold without spending any labor, which is one of the biggest drawbacks to being a free-to-play player. I don't know. What do you guys think? You tell me. And until next time, this is September saying, be well.